Hello there, Taylor with the Armageddon report. So the first big news, Hurricane Sandy may well end up making landfall in the northeastern United States. We'll talk about that in more detail shortly. We've got post-tropical cyclone Tony, so the final advisory on that system as Tony goes, converts over Tony. Apparently the remnants thereof are going to continue on at least a little bit longer. And then over here, we've got Tropical Storm Murjan making landfall in Somalia. Over in the Bay of Bengal, we've got a low chance of tropical cyclone formation in the next 24 hours. And then we have current tropical storm Son-Tinh / Ofel. Ofel is the Picasa name for this storm system, and the Philippines down to signal number 1. And there appears to be potential direct impacts to Vietnam with a landfall and whatnot, and Son-Tinh would be the equivalent of a typhoon. Or not the equivalent of a Category 1, but would actually be a typhoon because that's what they're called in the Northwest Pacific Basin. By the way, here is the Vietnamese National Weather Service, but I don't speak that language, so I don't know what they're saying about Son-Tinh, but yes, things are happening. So, back on over to Sandy. So the big news is that Sandy may apparently become this Frankenstorm, this nor'eastercane. I've seen lots of names for it. Because apparently Sandy is a hurricane and is apparently going to turn into a collide with and potentially become a nor'easter storm. So the difference there, as I understand it, is that instead of Sandy, having intense damage in certain areas, as you'd expect from a hurricane with hurricane wind strengths, instead of it being like intense damage for a small area, it's less intense damage but over a much more widespread area. So there could be power outages and things very much widespread. But right now, Sandy just leaving a trail of destruction. Cuba, yes, things going on. Let's turn on the satellite. Actually, let's go to the storm track page. Let's get some additional information. So this is new. I've added the radars back in. Obviously nothing to see there as of yet, but possibly, depending on where Sandy ends up, Sandy might well show up on the radar of the northeastern United States. So that's the radar. So the outer bands of Sandy affecting Florida right now. Florida, I believe, here's a whole bunch of local hurricane statements in effect there. North Carolina, Florida, South Carolina, Florida. And then the hurricane land hazards, wind, rainfall, storm surge. That'd be viento, lluvia, and marejada ciclónica. Right. And there's another satellite loop. Let's go down to the warnings. So here are the warnings that are in effect right now. So the Bahamas are in a hurricane warning. Florida is in tropical storm warnings and tropical storm watches. And then out here are in tropical storm warnings as well. Tropical storm watch up there. So yes, let's go to the spaghetti models now. So many pages to look at. So there is basically a whole lot of consensus as of now, because even when there is consensus like this, I say consensus, but there's things that show it curving away. But even when there is consensus, when it's this far out, things can always change. But right now, it is looking very likely that this could be some sort of northeastern landfall type situation. As of now, but things change. That's why you absolutely have to pay attention. Right, so we go back to that page. Yes, and if you speak Spanish, there is an Espanol page. Right, so that is what is happening with Sandy. So Sandy, the big potential impacts in the future, something obviously to keep an eye on. Severe thunderstorm weather-wise, there's a tiny-ish type area. If we turn on this, that'll make it easier to see. There we go. So Wisconsin and Michigan have a slight risk. Let's take a look at the individual probabilities. So this would be the probability of severe winds. That'd be 58 miles per hour greater. So there's your slight risk today, and then a 5% stretch around it. Here's your probability of hail. Hail being 1 inch or larger to be considered severe. And tornado, any size tornado, but tornadoes apparently not really in the outlook today. However, past today, tomorrow is basically about Hurricane Sandy, but we'll talk about this one. And then the days after that, at least as of now, not looking like severe weather threats at the moment. Yes. So, severeweathertv.com is the official homepage of this screencast. WikiWix is WIKEDWX.com. Cyclocane is CYCLOCANE.com. I cannot even spell my own site. Let's turn on the satellite there. Oh, wood track tooth. There we go. So that thing is huge. I mean, look at that. That is just insane. Here's the core of the storm. Here are things, around it. Yeah. So that is what's going on right now. Take it easy and stay safe out there.